Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the BioWare Social Nebulous podcasting. I'm your host, Brett Bates, Community Manager here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not going to be talking about Dragon Age Legends too much. We're going to do something I'm calling Inside the Game Dev's Studio, in which we bring someone from the dev team in and kind of figure out who they are, what they do here, how they got here, that sort of thing. So with me today, I have Mr.
I'm Andy Korzik.
Okay.
I am sorry, go ahead.
Who are you and what do you do at BioWare Social?
Okay, I am I'm assistant designer at BioWare Social, which basically means I work on design.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of it depending on what the situation is. I know on Dragon Age, I worked on, a lot of the items. I worked on a lot of the new map content in terms of game logic as well.
Yeah.
A lot of things like that.
Yeah. And
Skill,
now you guys
game balancing.
And now you guys are deep in pre-production for our next game.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So first question: how did you end up at BioWare Social?
Well, I got really lucky. I went to undergrad and I got my degree in computational media, which is kind of programming / media design.
Okay. Now, is that a typical major for someone who wants to do video games? Like, did you want to do video games with that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I definitely, for the longest time, I imagine there's a lot of people's thing is that I wanted to make video games. And I know, in high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but when I went to college, I applied for computer science, and I got in, and I switched my major before my first semester when I found out about this major. And it was I was still going to be taking computer science, and so I wanted that concrete skill, but I also wanted the design aspect of it. And so I would definitely say that it applies pretty much to design.
That's a cool program. Is that available at a lot of schools? I've never heard of it before.
Well, this was at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
So it's called different things, I imagine. I know they have a lot of game design majors at different schools.
Yeah.
But then after that, I went to graduate school for entertainment technology, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. Everybody kind of came in with a hard skill, so it wasn't so much learning new things; it was more practice on what you would possibly get in the industry, and working with teams on different things. So I worked on teams. We did a lot of rapid iteration, and I worked on a lot of. I worked on educational game. I worked on a project for a client in Korea that was a kind of museum expo-y type thing with computer vision cameras, kind of like Microsoft Connect. So basically doing projects for clients.
Yeah, and you got to travel all over the world with that. You talk about Korea. You were staying in Japan for a while.
Yeah, no, it was definitely it was a great program it was Carnegie Mellon, and I know a lot of the other people who are here at BioWare SF were in the same program as me, and it was a really good opportunity. It was really what you made of it, but they give you the tools to they give you the opportunities that are great and invaluable, pretty much.
Yeah, and then that's how you ended up here at BioWare. You did an internship with us.
Exactly. Yeah. My final project was with 5 other students. We were doing some research in HTML5, working on kind of a tablet-ish game. For BioWare, or for EA2D at the time. So yeah, we were doing a project for EA2D. It was kind of almost like an internship. We were sitting within the studio, which was really cool because we got to pretty much see the game being launched.
Yeah.
We got to see the game go from dark beta to full-on released beta. So it was a really cool experience. And then after that, BioWare SF hired me on as a designer.
Let's have you just kind of briefly run us through a typical day as a designer here at BioWare Social.
Okay. Well, definitely working on pre-production and then working on a live game like Dragon Age. It's two definitely different things. I would say I can start off like when I was on, in Dragon Age, when you come in, usually coming in the morning around, just coming in the morning and then check Facebook, check the, check the
See what all the
groups.
commenters have been talking about.
Exactly.
Yes.
See, the various groups, mainly Team Increase, I guess, and
Sure.
and some other stuff, and then check in with the people who have been testing the most recent content to kind of see what I need to do for the day. We have our stand-up meeting in the morning, which is kind of where the entire team gets together and says what they did yesterday and kind of updates on how far things are going, and then what are we doing today. And after that, I kind of based on what I found out in the morning and based on what I have left to do, it's a lot of just meeting up with people, like meeting up with other designers, like Paul, or meeting up with John, and then or you, and then figuring out specifics, or talking about possible new features, talking about new content, what needs to get in the game, what the important things that need to get done today are, so that they can be tested. And then it's a lot of just going to my desk and creating them, like working and scripting out the new map logic, or creating the new set of items and talking to the tech artists and getting all the art in there, or figuring out what requirements we need for a new boss. So it's a lot of just working with other people throughout the day, and then a lot of just taking that and putting it in the
Yeah, so when you were on the live game, really the amount of like pure design that you were doing is relatively limited at that point, right? Maybe you would have a new feature or something like that, or a new boss type, but a lot of what you're doing was pretty much execution, right? You were doing a lot of work with XML, a lot of that. You did all the weapons and everything like that.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it was it was a lot of. It was not a whole lot of large feature designs.
Yeah.
It was every once in a while a small feature, as well as like coming up with details for quests. Talking with Paul about the logic, and then writing it in XML and things along those lines that are not really, I want the game to be this, but instead, well, these are the things we need for the game now, or these are the new things we need in items, or and then executing that.
Yeah. So that compared to now, where you guys are in pre-production and everything's pie in the sky. You've got stuff on the walls every single day. You take down what you had on the walls the day before, put up something new. Now you have strings, there's arrows. It's a very, very complex thing you guys have been working on. Yeah. And this is all really kind of to nail down the feel of the game, right? I mean, not even what the actual components of the game will be.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a huge change of pace. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot more just brainstorming and free form and sitting in groups and kind of figure out not only what exactly the game will be, and not even starting with details. More big picture. What is the game going to be? But why? How is this engaging to the players? Why is this important to the game? Why do we want this? How does this game fit to what players actually want to do? Because we can come up with details from the start, but it's at the earliest point you want to be figuring out exactly why you're making these decisions. And so it is a lot of changing day to day, and it's very up in the air. But it's definitely it's just as rewarding.
Yeah. So do you have a preference? I mean, obviously you can't stay in pre-production forever. But I mean, do you think that like the two halves of the designer job, they complement each other well, or do you feel it's kind of a weird split where 1 month you might strictly be just doodling on a whiteboard, and then the next month you're huddled in front of your computer and with spreadsheets?
I mean, I don't really know which one I'd like more. I'd say that it's good to have both. I mean, it's nice to be able to change it up. Yeah. As well as when you're working on a live game, there's also other bonuses. You're constantly engaging with the community, and you can get feedback from players on what they liked and what they didn't like, and easy to see feedback. But when you are in pre-production, it's more like you're working with other people and you're getting feedback from other members of the team, but it's not so much that the game is not out there. I mean, you're not working on something that exists currently, but at the same time, it's at times a lot more freeing. But I mean, both can be great and both can be frustrating. Yeah. But I mean, I can't really. I don't want to choose. I guess they're both pretty good and satisfying.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we wrap up here, I wanted to do a fun little thing that I'm tentatively calling favorites.
Okay.
And just have a couple of different items here, and I want you to name what your favorite of that item is. So we'll start it easy. We'll say video game. What is your favorite video game? Come on.
Dragon Age Legends.
Dragon Age Legends. What a
I have a lot of favorite video games, but
you play League of Legends all the time.
I play a lot of League of Legends.
That's up there at the top.
I play a lot of League of Legends. I play a lot of Counter-Strike.
Okay.
I like
still.
Yeah. Wow. I definitely. I like I mean, I like Zelda, Link to the Past. It's probably one of my favorite games, as well as I like SSX3.
Really?
It's a snowboarding game, but
Yeah.
it's they did it really well.
Yeah. Are you
So-
excited for the new SXX game?
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put a promo in here. So that-
It just happened to be EA.
yeah. Oh, no, I actually forgot that that's coming out.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. No, I'm kind of excited for that one too. It's
No,
like a month
I'm-
or so.
yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, honestly, I play a lot of different games.
Yeah.
I play a ton of Facebook games. I play a ton of a lot of other games.
Yeah.
And I like Jet Grind Radio, actually. That's one game.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
good game.
Okay. All right. Good choices. How about TV show?
So
Could be
many.
current. It doesn't have to be all time. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
what's the first one that pops to your mind?
I'd say first one that pops into my mind is probably The Wire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with The Wire.
Can't.
Although Doug, one of our other employees here, just started watching it the other day. He's not sure if he can get into it.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
The first, I mean, I hate to say this.
He
for
tried
like
to
a
watch
TV
it drunk
show.
too. I feel like it's a really bad
that's
idea.
terrible. Well, I hate to. I mean, like, it stinks when you want to endorse a show and you say, but just wait till the third season.
I know.
'Cause that
You-
can't be
You become
good.
one of those people.
But honestly, I started watching it in the fourth season.
That's
and
what I
then
did too.
yeah,
Same thing. I
exactly.
started with the school
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know more people who watched it from halfway through on
Yeah.
and love the show than I don't really know that many people who've watched it from the beginning. But
Yeah.
I would say that it's worth checking out if you enjoy character drama.
It's such a complex show that even if you
Yeah.
start from the beginning, you're completely confused. At least
Exactly.
until you really settle into the world and figure
Yeah.
out the cadence of the speech, who all these people are.
It is really a living. It is a great example of narrative involving not only multiple characters and story arcs,
Yeah.
but just a living world.
Yeah, and then it only gets more complex season after season.
Yeah,
You know,
but it only gets better.
Yeah. I am totally with you on that. That's one of my favorites. All right, how about what's your favorite website to go to procrastinate?
Probably Reddit.
Reddit?
I don't know. Reddit. There's.
Do you have a particular subreddit that you like to frequent?
Not really.
Yeah.
Probably League of Legends.
Okay.
Or just in general gaming.
Do you like to go in there and troll as well, or do you just lurk?
I don't post that much.
Okay.
I tend to lurk.
All right.
try to stay away from a lot of places where I don't know, where a lot of trolls are. I try to keep
So
my
like
web
anywhere
browsing
on the internet, basically.
I basically try to keep my web browsing pretty light, whether it's like forums or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. All right. Finally, how about your favorite community manager at BioWare Social? I know it's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us here.
I mean, I can't say you because that would be kind of
Sure.
cheating, but
Yeah. You could say me if you want to.
I guess so. Sure, why not?
All right, so let's wrap this up with one more question.
All right.
So, what is the singular most important piece of advice that you would give to someone who wants to get a job in game design?
I would say do work on your own. Go do your own project, learn something on your own. Don't.
To really kind of build up a portfolio.
Exactly, yeah.
Regardless of whether you're in school.
Exactly.
Anything
Take
like that.
take the initiative to if you want to make work on game design, well, design some games.
Just do it.
If you don't know how to program, make board games.
Yeah.
Make paper prototypes. If you want to program, make some game systems and then make a game. It doesn't have to be the best game, but
Yeah.
you show your passion and iterate on it, and figure out what you're learning from that, and be able to identify the things that you're learning from the things that you're doing. And I mean, those are the two really big things. It's like take the initiative, and then be able to figure out exactly why it is that you like it.
Yeah, and the great thing is now there are so many avenues for your work to be seen. So even if
Exactly.
you're just doing it as a hobby, you're doing it as your own little passionate project.
Yeah.
You have school, you have a job or whatever, you can still put it up on Congregate. You can put it up on the web in some other form.
Yeah.
You could even put it up on iTunes, if it's an iPhone app.
Yeah.
There's just so many different ways where you can get your work out there and seen, and then who knows where that leads.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing but opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's definitely the best thing you should do, or the first thing you should think about if you want to get in the industry.
Cool. All right, well, thanks, Andy, for being the guinea pig for the first edition of that.
Thank you for having me.
I think we'll do a couple more of these. I think it's pretty interesting. Even bringing some of the other designers on, they're going to have very different stories from you.
They'll probably have more interesting things to say about the game.
You were interesting. Come on. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.